Alright guys, so in this video going to talk about when to use comments and when not to use comments. So in programming, comments are quite helpful when you're maybe a newer programmer and you don't exactly remember why you did something or why you wrote a certain line of code, or maybe there's a older programmer that's in the same office as you that wants to that like you have to go through their code and he wants to help you out and give you some comments. So in that case, comments are quite useful, but they can also be quite um, they can deteriorate your code quite quickly because when you see a lot of comments in code, you tend just to read over them. You might not think you're doing it, but it happens quite often. So there's few circumstances that I actually like to write comments. I like to write comments for my method headers. So I like to say what it's accepting, what it's returning, what the purpose of it is, and then what the name of it is, just so like it's a quite common um, piece of documentation in the field. But I only like to use it when the person that is looking at my code isn't going to understand it in 30 seconds or a minute of looking at the code. Like they might be looking at the code for half an hour and then be like, okay, I understand it now. But we don't have half an hour just to waste like that. So we're just gonna, so for example, this line that I'm highlighting right here. Now that's just a garbage piece of line. There's no purpose to it, but it's quite complex. It uses two different methods, sorts, splits, whatever. You'd want to comment that because looking at it, I don't understand what the purpose of putting it in a variable called temp is. I don't understand why you're replacing things. I don't understand why you're splitting things. It makes no sense. Whereas some of these comments up here don't make any sense. Like, why do I need to tell the person looking at my code that I'm outputting a variable? Like, why do I need to tell the person that I'm adding? Like, I can see that it's adding right here. It's not very difficult to understand. I know I'm declaring variables because this is where like the variables are being declared. So it just comes with maybe don't comment on the easier things and comment on the harder things because the more comments that are in your code, the more other programmers are going to overlook it, and it's just going to clutter up your code, make there be that many more lines that people have to look at, and it's just going to deteriorate your code quite quickly. So if you guys have any more questions, just let me know, and I'll see you in the next one.